everybody. Welcome to a Tuesday night watch talk with your host, Bobby Legs. Good to see everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. For those of us in the US, there was a lot of football this weekend, last week of the season, the national championship game, which wasn't really much of a game yesterday, uh, was won by Georgia. So if you're in Georgia, congratulations. Your team has won. I'm growing out the chin hair a little bit. I'm gonna try to look like my man Roman Sharf there for a little bit. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Anyway, hey, I got a Seiko on wrist tonight. I have the SPB 125, the Seiko Sumo, the Ninja, the Darth. It goes by several different names. It's got the DLC coating. Pretty cool watch. Comes from this rubber strap. Usually they come with a bracelet, right? And so this comes with a rubber strap. And yeah, looking forward to wearing it for sure. And wearing it for a while. You guys know that I have a thing with the sumo. uh, I always threaten that I'm going to collect sumos, but I end up selling them. But this is probably the one of the coolest sumos I've ever had in my possession, and I'm not going to say that I'm going to keep it. I mean, because I want to say that, but you guys probably know me all too well. Hey, I got a lot of things going in my mind about my collection and where it's going, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. And we also have LVMH week, and some releases have come out in the last hour or so, and we'll take a look at that. But let's go through the chat, shall we? And let's see what everybody's got on wrist. How's that? Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties here today. Um, so hey, Bill, how are you? Good to see you. Kevin is here. Kevin, who likes his Grand Seiko and his Seiko. Um, when I think of Kevin, I think of those two brands, right? And I always have this fantasy of having this cool Seiko diver collection, but they just don't stick around. They're fun. They're fun to get in for a little while, and then they rotate out. You know. Um, hey, Wilson's here. How you doing? Marceau, what is up? Bobby Legs. Hey, Chaz. Bobby Legs about to hit 14K subs. Let's go. Yeah, let's keep on going. Hit a little plateau with the subs. I was on fire for the last like 2 weeks. But now it's just a little plateau, giving some subs back. That happens. Every once in a while, I'll add some subs, or people subscribe, and then a few will unsubscribe, which is whatever, man. I mean, whatever, unsubscribe. But you're always welcome to come back. Hey, Ms. Nine is here. How you doing? Um, Best subs money can buy. No, no, no. I don't buy my subs. I don't buy my subs, Kevin. Um, hey, Rick's here. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, Peter saying, "Do you think he'll remember us now that he's going big time?" Uh, of course, man. I will never forget my roots. I will never forget my roots, folks. Um, let's see who else is here. Hey, Time Hill is here. How you doing, Steve? What's going on? Bruno's here. Hey, Bruno. What is up, sir? Good to see you. Um, the dulcet tones of, my wife is teaching in the other room, tutoring, and the kids just fell asleep. I barely got on here on time, so the kids are just being a little more difficult lately with going to bed. And my daughter was sick last Tuesday. That's why I had to cancel my appearance here on the stream. But she was fine, and then she got sick again. So like, it's kind of been rough um, lately. Bobby Legs got the salt and pepper going on. Yeah, salt and pepper for sure. Hey, Scott is wearing his 556, trying to break up this darn strap. Yeah. Um, they the Zinc leather straps are rather thick, aren't they? Um, where is the Bobby Legs Supreme shirt? Hmm. Hmm. Are you also going to endorse brick watches like Roman? Ooh, Kevin. Kevin always brings his A game to the chat, I feel. Yeah, no, no, I'm not endorsing any watches for sure. Hey, KR Joy's here. How you doing, KR Joy? Good to see you. Seiko Super Cub on wrist tonight. Um, Rob Nitro. All right, yo fam, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Um, Rick is wearing his Moser and Gobberg collaboration, limited edition collaboration. Beautiful, beautiful watch, titanium watch, great dial on that one. I believe it's a blue dial. Alex is here. Hey, Alex, how you doing? Jeffrey O'Neill, hello from my favorite cafe in Perth. Oh, very nice. Well, I hope you're enjoying your coffee or tea. Black base ceramic on the rotary strap on wrist. Yeah. And how about those Detroit Lions? Well, they didn't make the playoffs, but they spoiled Green Bay Packers' chances to get into the playoffs, which was great. Um, Rob from Mountain Standard Time, wearing his new Planet Ocean tonight. Congratulations, sir. Sympathy for the bezel. We all have collections on our mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like all the time, right? I mean, like I didn't say anything profound there with that one. We all have it all the time. Hey, James is here wearing his Seiko tuna. Awesome. Um, Wilson is wearing his Batman. Tissot PRX chronograph. Great watch. Big wrist. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, please do so. I think he's getting close to 1,000 subscribers, a big milestone for us YouTube creators for sure. Kevin S. is wearing a Grand Seiko SB GM 239 on wrist tonight. Um, Bruno is wearing his Spinnaker Spence, nice and affordable. Oh, and look who's joining us tonight. Hey, Dib, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Good, good, man. I'm just getting in touch with the chat here tonight. Let me just say hello to some people, and then we'll get to see what you're wearing on wrist, and maybe some of your thoughts on a couple of the releases that came out today and recently. Brownie's here wearing his Pam 233, very very nice. Romy 360, what is up? Wearing his Tudor Black Bay chronograph, the SNG. Um, Bobby Legs, where is your producer? So in Wilson is bringing up here. Intense negotiations are going with getting a producer for the show to help me out with running some of the infrastructure here while I'm doing the stream. So soon, hopefully, we'll unveil that producer. I have it down to three people, and so they're gonna duke it out. But I think we have a winner in mind. Mez9 is wearing his Hamilton khaki field automatic 38. Hey, Mason One. Hey, good morning to you. Hey, Chris, what is up? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Uh, Big Chris says I need 9 subs to do the drawing. I think he's doing a drawing for at 900 subs when he gets in. Hey, Justin R. strapped in. How you doing, Justin? Keith is here. What is up, my friend? Um, wow, thank you. That's a a big compliment. Listen, how you doing? Thank you. How you doing? How am I doing? How you doing? Hey, Nilo's here. Hello, everyone. Um, Kevin S. I'm shocked Bobby even remembered who I am. I feel honored to be noticed by a YouTube watch celebrity. Okay. All right. Funny guys. Hey, Joe Chang. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Nilo's wearing his A57. I do need a few Russian goons. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Hey, Dip. Okay, what do you got on wrist tonight, man?
Um, I have the Formex Field watch
Ooh.
that I got for my friend Beans. I'm borrowing it for a few days. Pretty good watch. I'm happy with it.
Yeah. So did you ask Beans to send that in? Are you curious about it? Were you thinking about picking it up?
Um, I sent him a couple of my watches
Mm,
when I was not here in Atlanta. So then, when he was sending it back, he said, like I was talking about this field watch for a while now. He said, why don't you
mm.
keep it for a while and decide, if you like it or not. Then you can, you know, make a decision whether you want to buy it or not. So far, so good. I mean, I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Bead blasted titanium. I don't think it's a cost movement. Plenty of bloom. Um, it's a good buy. Not directly from Formex. I'm sorry, guys, but you know, secondary.
yeah, yeah. Most watches, right? Better buy on secondary anyway. Uh, Anish is wearing his Pam Luminor Marina tonight. Very good watch. Oh, Justin wearing his Lind Verdelin diver. Also a great looking watch. Dib getting a lot of love. The Dipster, Dib. I'm probably, I'm sure Chaz probably messaged you, hey Dib, why don't you just get on and help Bobby out tonight, right? Uh,
Nah, you are the star. I mean, we'll always be the supporting cast.
okay. Um, Robin Dib, yeah, I'm in reviews. How you doing, Amin? Good to see you. Dibney Spears, oh boy. Ken Spear checking in from Pittsburgh. Mason one, I'm giving the old Breitling Navitimer A23322 some wrist time this morning. Was that the model that you had, Dib, or no?
No, I had a later version.
Yeah,
This
that's right.
this is from the. This has the classic 369. Sub
369, yeah.
dials.
Yeah.
Mine is 1269
So
was.
so so the, so Maison ones that would be the Lamagna.
No,
No, it's still
Valju.
the Vajou, but they turn it for the 369 because isn't Vajou 12 6
I mean, you can
9
modify the
6 something like
movement.
right.
You can modify the movement.
Gotcha. Um, Dib has his soccer sweater on tonight, looking nice with his 5 o'clock shadow. Um, just
Yeah,
so you know,
I was in the middle of trimming my beard, but then the juice ran out. So I'm like, there's a
uh,
little bit of imperfection here.
yeah,
Tomorrow
that's
is
happened. That's happened to me, man. That's happened. The juice runs out. Producer for the show. There is a quantifiable production value. Yeah, there is. There is. Um, hey, Colin's here. I'm wearing the goat watch tonight. Is that? Is he wearing the Pepsi?
probably the
Um,
Pepsi
yeah.
or this update.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Um, I know I saw Wayban here somewhere. Hey, there he is. What's up, Wayban? How are you? Beans, Mr. Bezels. Chaz puts up an emoji of beans. Okay. Um, Amin, love, beans, love. There is a little bit of a bromance between you and Beams, right? I mean, Beans,
I
and
don't
that's
think
okay.
so. It's
No?
more of a hate relation.
Oh, okay. Kid Spears wearing his Kamasu and Notice contrail tonight. Um, Colin wants to know what sneakers you got on tonight, Deb.
Barefoot, baby. Uh,
Okay. But when you went to the post office or went to the mailbox today to see whatever watch came in, what kind of sneakers were you wearing?
an ultra post.
All right. Okay. All right. Au naturel, Justin says. Um, hey, so Dib, you know, look, you're a big fan of. Oh no, cancel. Hold on. Sorry. I almost got out of the exit out of the stream. Um, you're a big fan of Grand Seiko, right?
Yeah.
Safe to say. And so Grand Seiko came out with a couple of new releases um, today, right? Um, I feel like this is just the beginning, right? Like how it was last year, the beginning of the release storm that lasted whole year, like new releases here and there. So, what were your thoughts on these today?
They're a bit pricey. Well, they're in line with the current pricing, but it's 37 mil. I
Hmm.
like my watches, in the I don't like it too small, I don't like it too big, so like 40, 41 is my sweet spot.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who wanted a smaller Grand Seiko, but doesn't like the bigger ones. The only thing which kind of worries me is the thickness. They're like
Hmm.
13 and a half millimeters thick,
Yeah.
pretty chunky.
Pretty
So
chunky for a small for a 37 millimeter watch. Yeah.
I mean, it's this watch. I think the variability wise, it's gonna wear very much like a Black Bay Pro, 39 mil
Okay.
tubby.
Hmm.
So I do like the dials, but not enough to reach for the wallet and say, hey, you know what, I need this right now.
So if this was at a 40 millimeter,
Still
you
no,
still no? Okay.
no,
And would
uh,
it because of the thickness
not really. I
or?
mean, I what I want this year is 44 GS case with a spring drive movement and a new dial. That's what I want. I've realized for the last year and a half, I've only bought the automatics. Like the normal
Hmm.
beat, the high beats. So I want a spring drive now. I don't know what they'll release, but you can count on Grand Seiko releasing like 50 models in the next few weeks, months,
Right.
year.
Um, yeah. I mean, that's why like, okay, here it comes. And, when I saw this, it's January 10th, and they've already had a couple of releases, and that's exactly where my mind is going. Is like, just wait and see what else they're gonna come out with. Bruno got asked Dib if he uses Arco shaving soap.
I don't.
What do you do? Are you like a Barbasol kind of guy, or do you
No,
use like a gel?
I don't shave fully, so I just trim the beard. That's about it. Uh,
But even like in the sponsor, like right here, you just used the trimmer.
yeah,
All right. Okay. Wayban really likes that silver Grand Seiko. Um, yeah, I mean,
what
sure, go ahead.
what I think Grand Seiko should do. I mean, they're gonna keep releasing thousands of watches, every year. Well, that's too much, but you know what I mean. So instead of saying 1,200 pieces, just say special edition, or
Hmm.
just do limited runs. 1,200 pieces gone, like bye bye, no more.
You're right.
The thing which kind of bothers me is they have watches which have been in the current catalog since I don't know, 2017,
Hmm.
2016, 2018. My Blue Mountie Water I know has been in the current catalog since 2018. So I mean, go ahead, release watches, but at least you've had for the last 2 3 years.
Yeah.
They want to get, yeah, they want to get the last dollar. So what can you
So
do?
so so your main issue is the bloat in the catalog, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
right now I think it's like too much bloat,
yeah. Yeah.
and
I.
they have pieces which the ads don't sell. So
Mhm.
drop those. I mean, just fill them up with something new.
Why do you think they just continue just to p- put out these new models and versions without rotating the other ones? Like, what do you like? Do they? I mean, I know they're relatively new here in the U.S., meaning they're relatively selling them in the last like 10 years. Um, do you think they figure, hey, let's just you know overwhelm everyone with all these models and just try to take over? Like, is that like a strategy,
I
or
think, I mean, how long has Grand Seiko been selling watches in this country? Maybe 4 or 5 years, right? Maybe 6 years.
yeah, maybe a little, yeah.
If you look at a plus nine time and his whole SKU list, I think the last time I counted it, they had 969 SKUs. So the first one they released in 2004. So how many years has it been since 2004?
Yeah.
19 years. So if you divide 969 by 19, they're averaging 51 releases a year.
Yeah.
which is kind of in line with what we get. I mean,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
look at the statistics which Plus Nine Time shared at the end of the year, I'm sure he had one page where he listed the number of Seikos and Grand Seikos released. So this has been their way.
Yeah.
We have never been, like we have never come in contact with it. Like, like it's just been their way. I mean, they don't listen to anybody, so you know, uh, they'll
Yeah.
do what they do till the time the profits aren't there. That's when they'll change.
Does any other I mean, like, I mean, Omega has a lot in their catalog, right? And I
Mhm.
feel like Longines has a whole lot in their catalog too. But I just don't feel overwhelmed necessarily.
I think there's two parts to it. Like, because we are in the watch community,
Hmm.
we are inundated with Grand Seiko, right? We look at the news every day, every moment. Right now, LVMH Watch Week is going on. Zenith has a new watch. Tag has a new watch. So it's in our face, So we look at it and like, oh my god, this guy's releasing a watch again. Like, what is his problem, right?
Yeah.
But like to somebody, average Joe, they don't know about it. It's business as usual, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Wilson is saying, I like the ice blue dial, but that's because it resembles the Day Glacier blue dial. Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
Similar color.
they get their inspiration from seasons, like 27 seasons and counting. Come on, get your facts straight, man.
uh, Thomas, hey, my friend. Nice to see you. Hello, Dib, Bobby, everyone. Wayben, but I just got me a peacock. Yeah, so it looks like Wayben's not gonna. Maybe. Well, just wait and see, Wayben. You might see something, and the rest at some point this year that might you know
And I know myself. I'll buy at least two Grand Seikos this year. Not more than that because I have a bet with Wolfie. So
yeah,
not more than that, but two. I know my like even with like their multiple releases, it doesn't turn me off. I
yeah,
think Grand Seiko is the only brand, and Seiko. I mean, the greater Seiko world. I seem to give them a pass, for everything they do, even though many things need to be updated, especially in correlation to the pricing.
yeah. Um, James was hoping for something a little bit slimmer. Amin saying it's too thick. Kevin S. These are just plain GS autos, nice, but nothing special in his humble opinion. Chaz saying the first GS with a dial made of literally snow, flake, destined to be a classic. Just now, how much nature is in Japan? Gotta run out of his version sooner or later. Great point, Jason. Justin, great point.
Again, I don't mind it. Like, my only contention is them not discontinuing models. I don't mind them making an excuse and saying that uh, a nice witch walked on the river, and that's how we got an inspiration, a river watch with
Yeah.
like a witch pattern. So you never know what they're going to come out with, but I don't mind it. you know
Colin saying Dib needs a weed whacker.
Maybe.
Dib uses natural fruits and berries as shaving cream.
I'm not a hippie.
That's funny. Kevin S is saying get a SBGA 465 instead. Nice Kirazuri silver frosted dial at an
Yeah,
affordable
but that
price.
case is uninspiring. I had that same case with the Silco. The dial is nice, but I don't know. I don't like I don't like that a lot.
Yeah. Kevin saying that they definitely need to discontinue some watches. The blue dial Mount Awate should be discontinued for sure. They just want to sell watches to everybody. Um, Lots and lots of similar looking Grand Seikos. Right. I mean, you could definitely pare down the catalog by getting rid of a lot of the similar ones, right?
I'll give you an example. So I think it's the SBGA 373. It's a 44 GS case with a champagne dial and a spring drive. That variation, sorry, that model, that variation with double logo, single logo, has been around for the last 15, 20 years, almost 15 years. Do we need it? No.
Hmm.
Very few people buy that watch. or the SBGA 375, Blue Dial 44GS spring drive. Our friend Steve has it. Nobody buys that, like
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
few. So why is it there?
Colin here, he likes to get under the skin of the GS fanboys. Insecure Company needs to blow catalog and stay in the news because they fear people will forget about them.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the Japanese people don't, care about the Western world. I mean, they don't like being told this is what you need to do. You
Hmm.
know, so and again, I think the Japanese people love limited editions that too,
Yeah.
because many brands, if you see Zen, Breitling, they do many limited editions for Japan.
Right. Right. You're right. Yeah. 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 They also like buying new watches, right? They never,
Yeah,
not a big fan of pre-owned.
that's
That's
why
why,
prices are really good in Japan.
yeah, I mean, I
But
just picked up a Seiko off of eBay from Japan, $200 cheaper than anywhere in the US, you know? Um, yeah. Dib pissed off Joe Kirk, and he has vowed to flood the market with Manawates. That's
Oh,
what Greg
trust
S
me,
says.
I don't care what Joe Kirk says in all the videos. I know he's begging Grand Seiko to stop releasing so many watches, because he's like, oh, the watches are holding value. No, they're not. You can get a white birch for 5,600. Come on, come on, son, be realistic. So you can say whatever you want in public, but he
Yeah.
has an image to keep, like not me. I'm a nobody, So
Hey, Sanjay from the Engineer Wannabe channel is here. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Kevin S. Joe Kirk plans to releasing more Blue Dial Iwate, Manawate watches to crush Dip's soul. Wow, it seems like Kevin and Greg are really getting at your Manawate there.
again, it's a valid criticism. So I have a blue water dial in the 44GS case with a high beat GMT movement. There's a new Evolution 9 high beat 9SA5 movement with the blue water dial. So why is my watch still there? And like kick it out. Like it's done. It has done its job. Now put it to pasture.
Joey B wearing his Grand Seiko. A lot of Grand Seikos here tonight. Wow, wow. Um, Kevin S. Let's talk micro adjust bracelets. Uh,
Again, they have a micro adjust bracelet on the fly on the Seiko Astrons. So why is it not there on a Grand Seiko? Grand
can you
Seiko's reasoning is we want to keep the bracelet light, we don't want bloat. If you have looked at the Seiko Astron clasp, it's a quick adjust. There's no bloat. So it's just it's their way of the highway. If you
Yeah,
like it, you buy it. If not, there are plenty of other brands you can choose.
absolutely. Canadian Watch Monkey finally picked up his Black Bay 58 Blue. Mason One saying the good thing about coming out with a nice steady stream of releases is that sooner or later they'll come out with something that'll tickle your fancy. That happened with me last year with the Sea of Clouds for sure. My first Grand Seiko, but it didn't really last that long in the collection. Um, Sanjay saying the SBGA 373 and the 375 are incredible
Again,
value.
value is not the question here, right? I mean, how long do you want some? I mean, it's the same. If you look at Breitling's catalog, George Kern has done a decent job of trimming it down, but it's like bloat after bloat. Like there's like 70 different Super Avengers. Who
Hmm.
wants a four? I mean, okay, fine. You need to keep a 46 millimeter watch for a certain person who has a bigger wrist. I get it, but do you need nine variations of that? No. Yeah.
Are you, Dib, ready to declare 2023 the year Grand Seiko?
That's a sweeping statement, which I don't think I'm qualified to answer. But no,
Okay.
if you ask my opinion.
Time hell, I'm totally lost among all the GSs. That's kind of how I feel. That's absolutely how I feel. Kevin S. Is saying the 375 is one of my favorites. Beautiful blue dial with a classic 44 GS case. Great prices on the secondary market. And that's really where you got to be looking at these things, right, in the secondary market for sure. Um, Time Helsing, I have to say, however, that although GS has a lot of dials, I can't keep them straight. They are all beautiful. I think the thing with me with keeping all these things straight is like all the reference numbers, right? Um, that's for me. I mean, some people like Kevin and Sanjay and even you to a certain extent did. Like you guys have that down. Like you know when most of the time when I say somebody says a reference number, you know exactly which watch they're talking about.
Thank you for
I don't.
calling us bigger nerds than you are.
I don't have that skill. Uh, this is like a Sanjay stream with the Grand Seiko. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from Grand Seiko very very soon. I just want to catch up with the chat. Caliber YQG, hey, how you doing? Busy at work and finally tuning in now. Did I tune into a Grand Seiko stream?
All right, we can move on. I
Okay,
think.
okay, yeah. Let's move on. Hey, there's another um, brand that you like, um, Hublot.
I like it.
Um, have you
Well,
seen?
I'm looking at
Mm,
the I was looking at the releases in the last few minutes. They're trickling in.
hmm.
Um, I like the tourbillon again. I like flashy. I want people to know that I spent a lot of money on a stupid thing that I don't need. So
Is
I'm
this one in
definitely
particular?
there.
Is this the one you like?
No, not this color. There's a purple one. I like that. I'll rock it.
I gotta tell you, I think is this one of their new releases? I mean, I presume it is. I really like this.
Well, I like it, but I don't like it because I can't really measure time properly.
Okay.
So I need to have at least a minute marker so I can like kind of oh all those. I mean that's what you need.
Yeah. So these are pretty cool.
There's a new Zenith out, a
Yeah, we'll get to
Defy.
it. We'll get to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Um, that's interesting. Is that like a little gold, like I don't
I
know.
don't like the classic fusions because they are ridiculously overpriced for what they are. The classic fusions use Celita movements and they are around 7 to 9 grand. So incredibly expensive and not worth it. Even at secondary prices. I mean, if I want to buy a classic fusion, I'll pay 2 grand. Obviously, that would be an insulting offer, but uh, yeah, I mean, like the yellow is a bit too much,
Yeah.
but I like flashy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It, it,
You like
it,
the
it,
peacock a little bit.
it has its place in the world. Sometimes you need dressy, sometimes you need flashy.
Yeah.
I I
Yeah.
I dropped I dropped that full rainbow Big Bang in King Gold. That's the one I dropped.
Cool. Hey, Watch Chris is here. Look at that. Hey, he's been on the stream. He hasn't. You're terrific. Hey, Russell, he's been here. Hey, Average Joe has been here. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at a tag, right? Tag came out with an anniversary piece.
I don't like the
What do you?
price.
Yeah, it's a little expensive, right? Like 6,700.
No, it's 7,400 euros slash dollars.
Hmm.
So the Montreal edition, I think that was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Same glass box, same thing. That was I think mid sixes. And this is $1,000 jump because it's a 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. Well, again, is it worth it or not? That's a separate discussion. But um, I think it's a gorgeous looking watch, but just a tad pricey. Plus, people are really big fans of the glass box Carreras. This is the 10th model that they've come out. They're gonna sell out fast. I mean, 600 pieces all over the world. Yeah, they're not. Like you need to call. I mean, if you're a
Yeah.
Heuer fan, you need this now.
Yeah. I mean, the design. I mean, I know it's harkening back to an earlier piece.
It's a
Um,
one-to-one reissue
mhm,
of one of their older watches.
yeah. I mean, it's plain, but I mean, there's some beauty to it, right? I mean, I think it's a very good looking simple design that
Mhm.
works for me. I mean, again, like you, I mean, the price is just bananas. Um,
I mean,
but I like it.
I mean, we pay a premium for everything right now, right? I
Hmm.
mean, there's no date, $1,000. There's no, there's a, like a dog on the dial, 3 grand more. So it is what it is. Brands are free to price it wherever they want it to, but it's just, it's a good looking watch, but I'm not a big enough Tag or Heuer fan to pay for it. That would be, my conclusion.
We'll jump to Zenith shortly. Let me just catch up with the chat. We need to have a Dib versus Engineer Wannabe in some kind of GS reference numbers battle. Marcel wants more Godzilla cases.
See, that's a case they don't overutilize. Very
Mhm.
few watches have come out with that case. So there's a couple of cases which Grand Seiko, to their credit, has also discontinued. Again, I don't want to talk too much Grand Seiko, but there's a couple of very distinctive cases which are not there in the catalog anymore. If they bring it back, I think they'll be ahead. Moving on.
Uh, Alex is just tired of 1,500 pieces. Proper limited is 100. Um,
Yeah, so that's what I meant. Instead of saying 1500, what you can do is just don't announce that it is 1500 pieces. Announce the piece, make 1200 of them. Once they're done, you know, move on to the next thing.
yeah. Joey B. He would only buy a Hublot watches in sapphire cases. Um, I feel better as a GS fanboy after seeing these abominations.
The problem is, I don't think I'll ever be rich enough to get to the point where I can buy a Hublot and not think about value retention, like
Yeah,
17, 18 grand. I know I'm going to lose 10 grand when I sell it.
yeah.
That I just can't do it. So me buying a Hublot, I don't think will ever work out.
Colin said I'd buy a Hublot if I could get it at a price that no seller
See?
would agree to.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with Colin.
Can peacocks even fly?
A little bit.
Yeah, they can. They can. They make a god awful noise as well. It sounds like an old lady being murdered. Um, the Montreal was too expensive too, in Colin's opinion. Yeah, it's a good looking watch though. I don't know. I mean, I've seen them in the fives.
They are in the fives, or
Hmm.
they were. I don't know where the pricing is at.
Yeah, they're in the five. I mean, Watchbox had a couple at the end of last year. I don't know if they still have them. Yeah, we all miss Paul. Hopefully, we'll get to see Paul soon. Um, any loom on that tag? Probably not
Barely.
much.
No,
Yeah.
I mean it's that I mean, and they're using that vintage age lume, so those are not bright anyway.
Michael B saying the best tags and they too pricey and always limited. Just make more and charge less. Kevin S says you never sell Hublot. You just hold on for the next generation. Okay. On that note, let's move on to Zenith. And predictably, I guess we could have expected to see some different colored dials, although I think these are probably women sizes or smaller sizes. And you have some new Defy style chronos here. Um,
Unisex, no women's.
is it unisex? Okay, yeah, yeah, all right. Just like the Aquaterra 38 was unisex.
Mm-hmm.
Um, although I would argue that the diamonds here that's a straight up woman's watch.
You can't say
Um,
that. Gender is fluid. Come on,
I yeah, I know. I'm gonna get what's that phrase? I'm gonna get
cancelled.
canceled. Yeah. Um, got a little chronograph here. That looks pretty decent, right? I mean, very Royal Oakish though,
Yeah,
kind of.
but this is nothing new, though, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they have made this style of chronograph
yeah.
for the last, few years with that bracelet. I'm guessing that's going to be like 20 grand. Um,
I did see some Defies with more of a skeleton or a different type of skeleton look to
It's
it. I
on
don't know.
it's on Hodinky.
It's on Hodinkee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am on Hodinkee.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Never mind.
let me see here. Perhaps. Let's go back to Instagram because I think Revolution Watch had.
I don't know. The pricing is really high for the Defy skeleton. I posted the link in the chat.
Okay. Um,
And there's that tag Monza too. Which again, you need to be a proper tag fan to buy that.
let's see here. Why am I not seeing your link?
Alright, let me send it to you in a different way.
Okay, I got that.
Check the Discord.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, got it.
I got it. There we go. Um, Not bad.
I
Uh,
like it. I
yeah,
mean, I like it more than the standard Defy Extreme, but
I think I do too. Yeah, but
I
what?
don't, it's 11 grand.
Yeah, yeah,
The old
that's crazy.
Zenith Sky, I mean, skeletons, the Defy Skyline. You can get those on the secondary for like 5,500 maybe. You can still find them at an AD, get a discount. That's a hell lot of money to pay for that skeletonization.
I would have to say for me, the amount of angles here are too much. What I think they have like 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a little bit too much for me. And I think that's a deal breaker, other than the price as well.
Let me put it this way: there's like 15 watches, which I would think of buying before I even get to this watch. It's
Yeah,
not
of
a bad
course.
watch. It's just not for me. Somebody else will really like the watch, but it's just not for me. I'm sure like if you see it in real life, it's gonna be much more interesting than pictures that like they usually are. I'm sure Karan will sell a lot of these. But again, this is not a watch which appeals to me. And it's a little big because it's a
Yeah,
41 with an integrated bracelet. It's going to wear like a 43.
yeah, yeah. Still not a. I mean, I know this came out last year. Still not a big fan of this one down here on the right. Uh, just don't like. I don't know.
I think you need to be a proper Zenith fan to, like appreciate this watch.
Um, Dodecagon too much for Bobby? Did I pronounce that right? Dodecagon.
Dodecagon.
Dodecagon. Okay. Yeah, is that what it was? Is that what it is? I mean, I think like once I get past to like octagon, I just I don't know what they are anymore. It's been a long time since I've thought that way. Was that geometry? Is it geometry? Is it geometry?
I don't know. I failed at math. Who knows? I will say this though. They have a 36 millimeter Defy. If they made it in a 30, just make it in a 39. I'd probably get it, later down the road, but not a 36.
Kevin saying would be a good watch for Amin to add to the collection, according to some.
I don't
Uh,
see Amin with this watch. If he was
yeah,
really getting a skeletonized watch, I think he'd go for a new van.
yeah,
That's more his style than the Zenith.
Dogecoin. Okay. What else we have here? So what do you think about these, Deb? These Bell and Ross, Elaine Silverstein, kind of threw me off a little bit. I just never pictured like a Bell and Ross, which is a very much of a pilot style, or watch because it
I have one
engages.
word for it, and I don't know if it's, it starts with an M, ends with a C. I just don't get this. Well, I mean, get this font. I mean, it's supposed to be funny, like eclectic. This looks like a tool watch
Yeah,
for a tool like me.
yeah. I kind of
Yeah,
like them.
I like. I mean, I don't like the whole font. I mean, like,
Mm,
what are they trying to do? With this, like, where are they going?
yeah.
And again, like, this is nothing new. Elaine Silverstein
Hmm.
uses this font and these hands everywhere. So at this point, it's like they're not reinventing the wheel. But I'm just not a big fan of this.
Yeah, yeah. I do kind of like them. They're kind of quirky. I mean, I wouldn't buy them, um, because at 5,500 or whatever they're asking for, like the three hander, it just doesn't make sense for
They're
me. But
being quirky for the sake of being quirky.
yeah, of
What
course.
exactly is quirky about this watch? It's a square watch with a round bezel, round dial, and then you have these fugly, hands. That's it. Like, the case doesn't go with the hands. I mean, if I were to
Mhm.
see these
Yeah,
hands, I'd imagine something funkier with the
yeah,
case.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
this case.
Well, you- and I hear you, but it's very, very Bell and Ross, right? This square case, it's very, very Bell and Ross, and this is very, very Alain Silberstein, and I think that's the juxtaposition of the two, which is maybe offensive to a lot of people, is somewhat kind of appealing to me. Like I wouldn't consider buying a Bell and Ross, but this is the closest I would consider to buying a Bell and Ross. Um, I just wouldn't spend the money right now on this because I don't know. I just for something that's like a little quirky, it's a lot of money to spend.
I mean,
But
you have one of the ultimate quirky watches. You have the
I know,
space. You know.
I know. But I mean, it's not. It's almost at I got it almost at the half a price of one of these. You know what I mean? So there is a price point where it drops, where to me then it just makes total sense. But at this price point, it's
Bell and
not.
Ross is one of those brands I would love to try out. I really like their
Mm-hmm.
BR05, the integrated bracelet with the blue dial.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, every time I think about it, I already have some watch in the pipeline, or I bought a new watch, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just,
It's
they
it's so
just
down on the list though. You know what I mean? It's so down on the list.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Amin saying Dib knows him. Yeah, you do know Amin. Um, Kevin S. Amin needs a Zenith or a Planet Ocean. Sage advice coming not from Kevin S. but from a certain man from Australia who reviews watches and does live streams. Um, Chaz from the Berg saying, "Where is Hobby Baba Booey? He needs to be producing tonight. Bobby Legs working like he's diffusing a bomb back here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I'm a little bit low energy today, um, but I'm doing my best. I always have problems, figuring this stuff out and working several things at the same time. That's why I need Hobby Baba Booey to accept the terms and come work for me. Um, Kevin S. saying this is a childish mess. Yeah, it is childish. I don't know. I like it. I like it. Um, Thomas Fernandez says, these took me aback. I like Silverstein design, but was surprised to see it on the Belmont. And I think, Thomas, I think that's why I like it so much because you wouldn't. I mean, these are probably the last two brands that you think would collaborate with each other in the watch community. I mean, maybe that's an extreme statement, but I mean, I can't think of any two opposite type, you know, uh, uh, brands that would work together. Either everyone either loves it because it's quirky or hates it because it's quirky. All right, all right. Um, Colin saying sometimes two bold designs come together and make something awesome. This is one of those. Kevin S saying Bobby loves Legs loves quirky. Archie would call this effing soft. Uh, Two ugly designs mushed together makes one ugly design. Oof. So I'm detecting that the chat does not like this collaboration. Um, Wilson is being brutal. Yeah. Colin is saying, I have a very mean joke, Wilson, but I won't say it. Um, Respectably late. Good day from the land down under. Uh, I like the BNR except for the ampersand logo. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I mean, like, I think it works here. I think it works here on this one. Wave been saying, I like the dial, but I don't get it in the Bell and Ross case. And I think, again, I think that's the point. It doesn't make sense. And that's why it's great. Um, Michael's saying here, both brands like money more than self-respect. Ouch. Wow. Wow. That is harsh. I kind of like the diver, but I would have to be in the fire sale price. Yeah, yeah, of course, Marcel. I agree with that. I mean, like, it would have to be a fire sale. The diver is very, very interesting. Love the bezel there. Um, I'm not too crazy about the chrono, but I like the regular three-hander and the diver. I think they're pretty neat. Pretty neat. Yeah. Dib, anything on the radar? I mean, other than the Pepsi, we know that. Um, Anything
A
this week
lot
that you?
actually.
Okay.
Two Mings, and I sound like a broken record because I keep going on and on about the same watches. Two Mings, a Belcanto from
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Ward, a
Mm-hmm.
Cartier,
Yeah.
uh, and the Pepsi. Who knows when that will happen. Um, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. But anything tempting you?
Nothing. No, nothing right now. But it's it's like we are 10 days into the year. Talk to me when we are at the 71st day.
Hey, 10 days in a year didn't bother Grand Seiko from putting out releases, right? Um,
That's why they made a soft release. It's like a you go in and like in football, right? All right. I don't want to butcher a reference. So, any
yeah.
new
No.
straps? All right, Kevin is. So, a funny thing, I ordered the black Santos Dumont lacquer. Thanks to my friend Karan, shout out to him. I don't know when the watch will get here, but I ordered a custom strap for it, and the strap came in. So I don't know when the watch will come in. So
But 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 you're leaving something out.
what?
There's there's another watch that the same thing happened.
Same thing happens with the Belcanto. I received my Belcanto bracelet at the end of November. I'm supposed to receive the watch in March, so I'm two for two.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, listen, those are two pretty cool watches, though. I mean, they're going to be worth the wait, right? The Belcanto.
I'm not a
Um,
patient guy. Yeah,
I
I don't
know, I
have.
know.
I ordered some Marine National straps from cheapest NATO straps, if that counts. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I've ordered from there. Dib is in such a better mood since he got back to some chicken.
Kind of.
Dib has more new straps than the watches they go to.
That's actually true. I have like 15 straps in brand new condition. I don't have the watches to put them onto. So
That lacquered Cartier is so awesome. Congrats on securing one. Dib, is that going to be like the showcase, the centerpiece? I mean, I know you love your Submariner, and I know you're really looking forward to adding that Pepsi, and I know how much you love that watch. But if you have all those three watches, together in a watch box, like, will you? Which one would be your
it,
favorite?
it would certainly be a pretty special piece because it's a proper dress watch, right?
Hmm.
So I wouldn't wear it every day. And the other thing is, the case is supposed to be lacquered, right? I'd be very worried, that the lacquer would come off or peel off. Who knows? So I'd be, wearing, it infrequently. That's how I would put it because I've tried on the regular Santos Dumont and I love the case size because that's a large.
Hmm.
Cartier World, large means a medium.
Yeah.
XL means a large.
Yeah.
So it fit me perfectly. I mean, I love the size.
Time Mill saying, I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A tomorrow in honor of Dip, and on the way, shoot the bird to anyone in a Corolla. Wow. That's a double dip right
Like,
there.
I don't shoot the boat to anyone in a Corolla. I mean, it's just people not using common sense. So I got a haircut today, so I was coming back from the barber. So we are on the exit, we are on the ramp. We're going down. You're supposed to speed up and match the speed of the highway when you're on the exit ramp.
Yes.
This pickup truck, and not a standard pickup, it was a Raptor. So a SVT Raptor is doing 45 in a 70. And he's just tootling
Mm,
along, like
yeah.
enjoying the weather. Who knows whatever else he's enjoying? I'm like, come on. So that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really boils my blood. I mean, it's just people not paying attention or being stupid. That's all.
Yeah. No, look, I mean, something similar. Mrs. Legs, she gets really upset when people on the left hand lane are driving the speed limit. Like that's she's like you gotta. This is a passing lane. You're supposed to be going fast here. If somebody's behind you, you got to move over. So she's a little impatient. She's impatient like you when it comes to slow drivers. But aren't we all though? Aren't we all? Um, Kara Joy saying, Bobby, have you been burning much with this mild winter? Yeah, well, KR, ever since the oil the heating oil truck came at the end of November and prices were at 5.39 a gallon, which look, I know in Europe it's much worse, but here that was like an all-time high. I was like, whoa, 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 slow down. So I have a lot of wood in the property, and I bought myself a little, as I've mentioned before, a small wood splitter, and I've been burning pretty frequently. Even though it's been a little bit mild, but it's getting back cold now. This really works well when it's around 40 degrees outside, high 30s, low 40s. Once it gets a little bit lower than that, it's not really efficient. Once it gets a little bit lower than that, I have to go onto the heat. But I have been burning maybe about 3 or 4 times a week easily. Um, Chaz saying I need a 4X for the Cartier world. Yeah. Um, Kevin is saying I take a Santos Dumont over a Belcanto, but I'm a traditionalist for sure, for sure. Um, well,
Yeah,
did
at
yeah,
least Kevin did not call it a shitter, so I'm happy.
yeah, 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 yeah. But I mean, like you're gonna have some nice pieces in your collection. I mean, you're gonna have a couple Mings. You're gonna have the Belcanto. You're gonna have the Dumont. Hopefully sooner than later. The Pepsi. Hopefully sooner than later. You have a couple Grand Seikos. You have a sub. I mean, you got
See, that's the thing where it's kind of anxiety inducing, because it's getting to the point where my collection has started to grow bigger than I wanted to. And
yeah,
now I've reached a point, at least, with what I have, that I don't want to sell anything.
yeah. But
So,
but but you have some. But you're gonna have like so much diversity though, Did. And for me, when my collection had swelled, um, there's been times where it had swelled maybe to like 10 or 11 watches, and once if they're all divers, then I get anxiety. But there's been times when I've had some great diversity. I had some great chronos, some great dress watches, dive watches, um, and um, and at that point, I'm like really happy with what's going on. That it was acceptable. Now, I sold quite a few in 2021 when I was buying this up, so that collection shrunk down a little bit. But I don't know. Look, I mean that's me. You have your own way of doing things.
I don't want another diver, because any diver I buy, it always competes with the sub, and in my mind, the sub is the perfect diver. I
Mm,
always gravitate to that watch.
yeah,
I had a
yeah,
Seamaster. I have the Seikos. I think the only diver which could unseat the Rolex in my mind would be a 40 millimeter Grand Seiko with a spring drive,
wow.
with a better clasp. The one they have doesn't fit me. It's not small wrist friendly.
So
So there's
watch it doesn't
not,
exist.
yeah. So that watch doesn't exist. I mean, People can say, up 50 fathoms is a better diver, a Glasuta original is a better diver. Not to me. Like sub is the gold
CQ.
standard. I'm like Archie. I'm more of an icon guy.
Yeah.
I don't buy Azumauts,
Yeah.
or Facteronis, or
Yeah.
Factissimo. I don't buy that.
Yeah.
I'm very traditional with what I buy.
Yeah.
So that's me. Like the sub is the best diver in the world for me, bar none. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Nobody's changing my mind.
No, I'm with you. Okay, Joe, when's Wolfie coming back from his holiday? Wolfie will be back in the States very, very soon, and we'll get him on some streams for sure. Diver anxiety is the worst. Subnote date is the way to go. Agreed. Um, Wilson is saying that Wolfgang said that the Sea Dweller 43 is the best. Uh, just stick with the sub for the best diver. And with that, Kevin, we'll close it out tonight. Thanks, Dib, for jumping in and bringing some energy to the stream. I really appreciate it. Chat, thank you so much for your input and for your questions and for your comments. It's always my favorite part of the night is when talking to you guys. And hey, Dib, I'll see you. I'll see you on Friday. I mean, like whether you come on or not, I'll see you on Friday. I'll see everybody else on Friday.
All right. See you
Have a good
then.
night. Have a good night, my friend. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Bye.